bad news, guys. There's a couple of spots, yes, that will be troublesome as we get through the weekend, but there's a couple of nice spots too. Let's start with the difficult locations. It's going to be this cold front that's draped from the northeast, stretching down to the south. It's going to leave us with the chance for severe weather. We'll have also the chance for some flooding along the Gulf Coast. Notice that area of low pressure. That's going to be kind of hanging around through the weekend. But if we're looking for the severe weather, it's going to be mainly across portions of the Appalachians. Pittsburgh is one of the main cities in that. That means the wind threat will be there. The hail threat will be there. Tornado threat is on the low end, but still not great for outdoor plans. When we look across parts of this region on the roads, if folks are still trying to get out, I-75 down towards Atlanta, I-70, I-76, all of those are going to be quite wet. We'll see some slowdowns for sure. Looking ahead to tomorrow, those storms are draped across the southeast. The northeast and the Midwest, they look great, but it's the lightning risk for outdoor plans across the southeast. And then again, you guessed it, that rain that sticks with us into Monday along portions of the Gulf Coast. Guys, back over to you.
Angie, thank you for that. Check back in a bit.
To politics. Another quick check of the rest of the country's forecast, Angie.
Hi there, guys. We've still got months left of hurricane season, so let's check out what's going on in the Atlantic. We've got a couple of spots. Let's start with the one that's just off of the coast of Africa. We're going to see some slow development with this one. Not too worried about that, but we potentially could see something come of that here down the line. The one that we're looking at just to the east of the Windward Islands, that's the area that has the best chance of developing over the next couple of days. We likely will see a tropical depression that could form from that as we get into next week. We'll watch that, of course, for impacts to parts of the Caribbean. And then you see that little area in the Gulf of Mexico. That is a coastal low, 20% chance of developing into a tropical depression. But either way, it's going to be impactful to folks across the Gulf Coast as we get through this weekend, unfortunately. And those weekend plans could be interrupted by some of that rain. It's going to leave us quite unsettled. So the heavy rain will be, again, draped across portions closer to New Orleans. We'll see I-10 be quite soggy just south of that. Rainfall rates will be impressive too. So the flooding concern will be there. We'll still be watching for this even as we get into your Sunday. So unfortunately, not just your Saturday in this region, but also your Sunday is going to be quite wet. And specifically from Galveston to New Orleans, that rain though will start to wind down here as we get closer to sunset on Sunday. So if you're looking for some time for some outdoor activities, it's really going to be after dark. Rainfall rates anywhere from 2 to 3 inches across this region. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's your local forecast, but the Big Ten is back. We, of course, have Fresno State versus the defending national champions, Michigan, at number 9 at the Big House tonight, 7 p.m. Notice that forecast. The clouds are going to clear. Forecast is going to be really nice, guys. We've got upper 70s around 7 p.m. wrapping up the game, 67 degrees. This looks like a great forecast for folks there. And you can see it right here on NBC and Peacock. Guys, here comes Saturday night.
The Bulldogs and the Blue. Angie, thank you so much. Just ahead, Labor Day throughout much of the country.
We've got a couple of spots that could be trouble for folks, especially when it comes to travel or any of those outdoor plans that we know people are trying to get in. Here's what we've got. A cold front that's going to extend from the northeast all the way down to the south. This is going to leave us with kind of those same areas unsettled. So the severe storms will be on the tap. We'll have the potential for flooding along the Gulf Coast, and it'll be the kind of rain that leads us to some flooding concerns as well. But the severe weather focused across parts of the Appalachians, stretching into the northeast. Pittsburgh, one of the major cities in there. We do have the chance for some really strong wind gusts as well as hail. The good news is the tornado threat is low, but still there's a whole lot of rain. So the indoor plans will be necessary. And if you're going to hit the roads, that could be troublesome across places like I-70, I-64, I-75 as well. We'll see those thunderstorms stretching as far south as Atlanta here as we go through the day. By tomorrow, most of that clears for the northeast, the Midwest, the Great Lakes. All of those locations look pretty good and dry at least, but we do have the rain still in place for parts of the southeast. And this is kind of going to be the plan through at least the weekend. Notice the Gulf Coast will leave us soggy here as we get into Monday as well. Those scattered showers and thunderstorms stretching from Texas to the Carolinas for Labor Day specifically. When it comes to the travel, especially air travel, I would say on Monday as folks try to get back home before work week, Houston is going to be one of those trouble spots that we'll have to watch, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. We're going to get the full forecast from you in just a few minutes.
That's from Angie.
Hi, guys. It's not all bad news when it comes to the weather this weekend. Let's focus on some good spots. It's warm across parts of the Pacific Northwest over this weekend. We've got plenty of sunshine from the Great Lakes to the Northern Plains. That sticks with us. Look at those sparkling skies we're going to see across the Northern Plains, and not too hot for the Northeast as we get through the day tomorrow. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood.